Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Okay, so we did multiples yesterday and we found out how to, find the lowest common multiple between two numbers. Before we move on to factors, I want you to know about some divisibility shortcuts. So, if I give you a really big number and I ask you, is it divisible by 2? I don't want you to actually divide that number by 2 and then find out the answer. I want you guys to know that there are some shortcuts that we can use to find out whether a number is divisible by a particular number or not. So pens down please, I should not have to say that every lesson, you know that. So everyone should have a handout that looks like this. I just handed it out of divisibility shortcuts. We'll work through some of them. Unfortunately, there's no test to check if a number is divisible by 7. That's fine, we can deal with that. And let us do divisibility tests for 2, 4 and 8. So, is this number 72,564 divisible by 2? If we look at the multiples of 2, what's the first multiple of 2? 2. What's the next one? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Don't they all end up with an even number? Won't groups of 2 always be even?
Yes.
So, does that make sense that any number that's an even number, so if it ends with an even number, it's an even number, wouldn't that be divisible by 2?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so, is this an even number?
Yes.
So, will it be divisible by 2? Yes. Do I actually have to do long division? No. Now, read the handout and tell me, raise your hands, what is the test for 4? How do we check if a number is divisible by 4 or not? Yep.
If it's even and the last 2 digits are divisible by 4.
Perfect. So there's 2 conditions. The first condition is the number must be even. So is the number even? Yes. Now, what's the second condition? The last 2 digits must be divisible by 4. Is 64 divisible by 4?
Yes.
4 times 16 is 64? Yes. So will this number be divisible by 4?
Yes.
Yes. Eyes on the board. Eyes on the board. Put that down. Next one. 8. Read the divisibility test for 8 please and raise your hands.
The number is even and last 3 digits are divisible by 8.
Exactly. Now, again 2 conditions. Is this number even?
Yes.
Now, let's check if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. What are the last 3 digits?
4.
Let's divide this by 8.
Yep.
8 goes into 5, 0 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Does it go into 4? No, it goes 0 times and leaves a remainder 4. So are the last 3 digits divisible by 8? So will this number be divisible by 8? No. So the shortcut saves you the time of doing this long question and dividing it by 8. But you can find out whether it's divisible by 8 just using the last 3 digits. Make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. Next one is my favorite one. Testing whether it's divisible by 3 is actually really fun. So read the shortcut for 3 please. Alright, can you say it out loud? Please? What is the test for 3?
Digits add up to a multiple of 3.
Yep, so the digits actually add up to a multiple of 3. So let's add the digits up to this number. So 6 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8 plus 1 plus 6. 6 plus 4?
10.
10 plus 8?
18.
18 plus 8?
46.
Plus 1?
47.
Plus 6?
33.
33. Is 33? You can actually do it further. 3 plus 3 is 6. Is 6 divisible by 3?
Yes.
So will this be divisible by 3?
Yes.
Yes. Isn't it fun? I used to use that all the time. Raise hands if you knew any of these shortcuts. Okay, good. Do you use them on a daily basis? Okay, when we find factors, it'll be handy for you to know these. Test for 6, please. Read it. Yep, can you read it loud?
It has to be even and divisible by 3.
Exactly. So, 2 conditions, even and divisible by 3. So, we have established that it is divisible by 3. So, first condition, tick. Is it even?
Yes.
So, is it divisible by 6?
Yes.
Simple, isn't it? Test for 9, please. Can you read it to everyone, please?
Digits add up to a multiple of 9.
Yeah, digits add up to a multiple of 9. So we've already added up the digits. Is 33 a multiple of 9? So will this number be divisible by 9? No. It's pretty easy, isn't it? Now, let's talk about the test for 5. 5 is easy. Let's count in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Do we see a pattern? That a multiple of 5 either ends in 5 or 0. So any number that ends with a 0 or a 5 must be divisible by 5. So is this divisible by 5?
Yes. No.
Does it end in 0? No. Does it end in 5? No. So it can't be. Is this divisible by 5? No. Because the last digit is neither 5 nor 0. So 5 is really easy. Let's talk about multiples of 10 now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So it always ends in a 0. So if a number ends in a 0, it is divisible by 10. If it does not end with a 0, it's not divisible by 10. Simple? Yeah. So there are quite few there that you can actually try and see if they work for you. And yep, 7 we don't have a test. And before we move on factors, you must be familiar with these. So have a quick read and ask me if you have any questions.